Hey folks, welcome back. It is time for another video. This will be the close of the 7 Years' War. Close of the 7 Years' War, also known as the end of the French and Indian War. It's amazing stuff. This should be about an 8-minute video, so stay tuned. All right, so what is the end result of the 7 Years' War? All right, so it's called the Treaty of Paris, and that's what it should say on the top of your paper. 1763 Treaty of Paris. English win. Woo! All right, and the English receive Canada and all land east of the Mississippi River. So you have the Mississippi River, and it's all the land from there to the Atlantic Ocean. It's a lot of land when it was just up to the Appalachian Mountains. All right. Spain, who is a French ally, they actually give land over to England as well, and that land is Florida. All right, so Florida goes to England, but wait, there's more. Notice there's a question at the bottom of this slideshow, and it says, "This is their resolution to their conflict." And what do you think? Is it a good thing for all involved? So think about that. We're going to give you a minute in a little bit to jot down your own thoughts. All right, so there's more on the 1763 Treaty of Paris. And Spain, even though they had to give up land, they also get land from France because they helped France out and there's a payment. So they get land, and all that land is west of the Mississippi River, and that includes New Orleans. So if the British would have done this, it probably would have been a smart thing to give up land instead of having all that debt to the Hessians, but they don't do that. All right, so the Native Americans, they get something too for helping the British out, even though they did mostly help the French out, and they are getting smallpox blankets. Bonus, all right, and they also get all land west of the Appalachian Mountains and east of the Mississippi River. So the British give that over to the Native Americans and say, here, this is your land, you can live there. And the colonists are like, what are you talking about? This is what we wanted to fight for, this war. We wanted to move west, and now you're saying we can't? Are you kidding me? It's called the Proclamation of 1763, and it really does upset the colonists. So we are going to be looking at it, but first, put this on pause and answer that question. This is their resolution to their conflict. What do you think? Is it good for everybody involved? So take some time and write out your thoughts or type out your thoughts. All right, good. Hey, guess what? There's a map. And this map is the Proclamation of 1763. It's a great thing. And what I'd like you to do is just jot down some notes that I'm talking about to help you know the map better. All right, so on the East Coast, you have the garnet looking type of color, maybe. All right, that is the original colonies, and that's where they were only allowed to be. And they fight this war, the colonists fight this war, thinking that they're going to be able to go all the way over. And England gets all that land, and England goes, you can't cross this line still. And they give all that pink land to the Native Americans. Notice it says Indian Reserve down around the Georgia area. So all that land is all to the Native Americans. Just a little side note. In about 60, 70 years, a little thing called Trail of Tears happens. And right where it says Indian Reserve, that area is known as the Cherokee Nation by that point. Just a little food for thought. Keep it in the back of your head. All right. Now, all the land west of the Mississippi River is yellow, and that goes to Spain. It was France. It goes to Spain. It goes back to France eventually, and then it goes to some guy named Thomas Jefferson. I don't know if you ever heard of him, but you know, crazy redhead. All right. So, good fun stuff there. Now, Why do you need to learn this stuff? Well, let's find out. So this is what you need to know. This helps people back then to realize that the British could be beaten because they were losing most of this war until that 22-year-old King George guy shows up and he really puts forth the effort to win. Then we have the early use of guerrilla warfare, which is huge. Guerrilla warfare, not gorilla. Okay, we've talked about this in class. And then the colonists actually start to become a little bit more unified. And we are going to be talking about the one-third theory with this. Fourth, Washington gains valuable military experience during this war. He learns how to fight, he learns how to run away, and he learns how to basically get the job done. Now, more reasons why you need to know this. 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. The colonists realized they don't need England as much for their protection because they can actually do this on their own. And they can actually start using other places to get their supplies. The proclamation of 1763 really infuriates the colonists. They are mad. They wanted to move west. The East Coast is getting so packed, and they really want to move west, and they can't, but they do. Rebels. All right, and it sets the stage for the American Revolution. All the debt from England out of this war to the Hessians, it leads to all the taxes. So that's not a very good situation. And last but not least, all that debt equals about 140 million pounds back then. Crazy back then. All right. So hopefully that will help you as you prepare for probably a quiz. Yeah, a quiz on block day. Don't forget, that would be the 9th and 10th quiz block day. Yeah.